Welcome back to your coffee break, presented by Stratford Orthodontics on HANradio.com. John Kovach, Kate Chaplinsky, Rob Adams on the radio controls, Joe Forlano running the TV side, and Donald Eng with us to take a look back at way back when.
Now, that's a cast of characters, boy. That's an all-star
That's
team.
lots of characters.
It is lots of
That's a plug for an advertiser.
Well, we're going to start today back in 1314. A Scottish army under Robert the Bruce defeats the much larger English army under Edward II at the Battle of Bannockburn. If you saw Braveheart, that is the final scene from the movie. Bannockburn, though, took place about 16 years after the events of the film. Historically, as the Scots emerged from the forest, they knelt in prayer. Edward mistook the gesture and said triumphantly, they pray for mercy, to which his attendant replied, from God, not from you. Also, if you ever want to be grossed out, just Google exactly how Edward II died. We go now to 1611. The mutinous crew of Henry Hudson's fourth voyage sets Henry, his young son, and 7 loyal crew members adrift in an open boat in what is now Hudson Bay. They are never heard from again. 1868, Christopher Sholes receives a patent for an invention that he calls the typewriter. Typewriters in various forms had existed for over a century. Sholes's was the first to be commercially successful and the first to use an inked ribbon. 1966, boy, it always shocks me how recently this is. Civil rights marchers in Mississippi dispersed with tear gas by the local police. And finally, in 1972, a big moment in education, and it would change collegiate sports forever. There was this.
I know what it was like to be an athlete where women's sports were really nowhere in colleges.
The interesting thing was, to me, it was a brainchild of one woman that I happened to love.
I want to be part of a team effort. I want to be part of something that mattered to me.
I don't think the match was anything about women's sports. I think it was about social change.
I don't think you give us credit for having any brains.
I like the fact that Billie Jean won.
If you are fighting against Title IX, you are fighting against the very fabric of our nation, allowing people to be better.
I think it is definitely one of the most profound civil rights laws ever passed in this country. And the fact that so many of our young kids don't have a clue what it is drives me nuts.
72, Title IX of the U.S. Civil Rights Act of 64 amended to prohibit sexual discrimination in any educational program receiving federal funds. It states in part, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in or denied the benefits of or be subjected to discrimination under any educational program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. And if you were listening on the radio, there was a horrible, but a very touching quote right at the beginning where it's just telling you, it says that sports builds characters in our boys. We don't want or need that kind of character in our girls, the women of tomorrow. I saw at the corner of my eye, Kate kind of reacted to that.
Yeah. I was stunned. I never knew it was a Connecticut judge who made that statement, which just makes it all the more appalling to me.
It is, and like I was saying, when it comes to Title IX and Civil Rights Act of '66, it is amazing just how recently that was. It was 43 years ago for Title IX anyway.
Took the words right out of my mouth on that one. The civil rights photo and the Title IX piece there. Just how
Far too recent for my liking.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
both. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that is your look back in history for June 23rd, and I am Donald Ing.